All right, welcome back to episode 54 of Off the Wall podcast. I'm Bobby, joined by Matt, Melo, and Kyle. Episode 54. You guys ready to talk some free agency or what?
Here we
Let's do it.
go. A lot of things have happened, so
Yeah, owners are throwing out money left and right like I've never seen before. Some insane contracts. I guess first one, we'll just go right into it. Carlos Correa, who Melo has a new neighbor over there. So the San Francisco Giants, 13 years, $350 million. What was this? Just 2 nights ago, I think, at this point? Tuesday night, maybe? Yeah.
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 But late Tuesday night for us on the East Coast, at least. That was insane. When I got that notification, I was like, holy shit, 13 years for Carlos Correa? I guess
And
just
all of
fits. Oh,
the
no, go.
all of the Mets hype around it, leading up to it,
Oh
about
yeah.
hey, he's gonna play third base, and him and Lindor, they always wanted to play together, and like it was a real possibility because Steve Cohen has showed he does not care the slightest bit about paying the luxury tax. So it it seemed like a real possibility. There was momentum going that way, but Giants were always there, lurking, I guess.
Shout out to Correa's camp, I'll tell you that. Jeez. They really made that believable.
Yeah. Well, even if it was believable, even if it was real, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it was, because realistically, I none of us like would put it past Steve Cohen to be like, yeah, be interested in
No.
Correa. He just obviously doesn't care. He's paying more in taxes this year than like 7 teams, I think, because of the payroll going
Yeah.
into next year. But the Giants came out on top. They got their star player that they've been trying to get for the past like 3 years now.
Yeah, and listen, all off season last year, I was clowning Correa because he completely overplayed his hand and had to basically settle for not that big of a contract with the Twins, but he gets the last laugh, like always. He gets his big contract. And listen, I heard a lot of Dodgers fans say it 2 nights ago, so I'm just going to echo it. He is now the most hated man in Dodger franchise history. To go from the cheating scandal in 2017, and he showed no remorse whatsoever before when they came back in spring training, didn't apologize, didn't say anything. And now he goes to play for the Giants. He's going to be here for a long time. So Dodger fans, get used to him.
I Man. Yeah, so I mean, as a Dodger fan, like you're gonna well, it kind of sucks because the schedule changed and you're not gonna see the Giants like as much as you would in the past. But that first game that the Giants come to Dodger Stadium, I cannot wait to see the I was gonna say the cheat not cheers, but obviously he's gonna get booed
Oh,
into
yeah.
oblivion.
Yeah, and you guys think Machado gets booed a lot? He's now, it's not going to be anything because he might get a standing ovation when he comes back next year compared to what Correa is going to get.
Yeah.
But
Matt, were you saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and how weird it is to think now. How long did he play in Houston? It was 5 years, 6 years,
Yeah,
or
something like
so.
that. Yeah.
And then that 1 year in Minnesota, and now he's the next 13 years in San Francisco. That's what he signed for. He might not play all 13 of those, but that's gonna be such a weird, just a blip in his career. And we're all gonna remember it, the crazy time that he signed with the Minnesota Twins, and they thought that they got this good deal and that he was going to come back to them, which I don't. Do you guys feel like that was ever really a possibility, him coming back to the Twins?
Well,
Not necessarily opting in, but like them as a real contender to sign him to a long-term deal.
I mean,
I do.
they were definitely in on him, but they would have had to pay a stupid amount of money, clearly. Um, But I think when they signed that short-term deal, they knew that he was going to opt out unless he was like injured all last year or something. They knew he was going to opt out. But I think I could be wrong, but didn't the Twins offer come out? It was like 10 years to what was it?
It was high in the 200s. I don't know the exact. I think it was like 290 something,
Yeah,
if that.
but
But
the 3 extra years and going to 350. I mean, that seals the deal. It was, I'm shocked. It just goes. I mean, we're gonna get more into the other contracts like Xander Bogaerts in a few minutes, but it's just continuing with the crazy long-term contracts this offseason. Trey Turner, Correa, obviously 13 years, Xander Bogaerts 11 years. These these shortstops going into their past age 40. Like it's
I think like we saw how it played out for the Angels and Albert Pujols, a similar type of deal. Now he may have been older at the end of his, I believe, than these guys will be, but there's no saying that this won't be the end. This won't be like what their end is like, that they're going to get released and sign with one team and then sign with another team. It's possible, but it seems like Major League Baseball teams are taking a page out of the NFL's team's playbook, where they will keep kicking the can, so to say, down the road. We'll worry about this later. Worry about this later, and in all reality, then you just never have to worry about it. It seems like, unless you're Steve Cohen, and then you just pay for all of it now, basically, and just be willing to pay. What is it? It's like $99 tax for every $1 or something like that. It's something ridiculous, the luxury tax. So
yeah. Okay. Before you guys say anything, I want to back it up. So before I say this, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. Did the breakdown of Correa's contract come out yet per year? Like, I know it's obviously like 27, but did they say like how much he's
like
actually getting?
deferred,
Yeah,
like
did they say
year
anything
to
like
year.
that?
I don't
I don't
think
think
so.
Okay, I didn't see either. But 350 divided by over 13 years, it's just under $27 million a year. So say hypothetically it just stays 26.9. He gets 26.9 every year for the rest of his career. 26 million or $27 million in 10, 11, 12, 13 years. That's not going to be a crazy amount of money. So
No.
realistically, like that's probably going to be what 15 million is now. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it's not going to be that much. So as long as they don't backload the deal or do any crazy stuff like that, it might not be an awful deal. Like yes, Carlos Correa age 39, 40, 41, probably not going to be anything special, but I don't think it's a horrible deal. And they did that 13 years so they don't have to pay him that much annually. I don't really hate the deal for the Giants at all.
It's like, I know we've talked about this before, maybe on the podcast, I don't remember, maybe not, but the fact that Bryce Harper's contract doesn't look as bad as it is, as it did then, because the price is going to keep going up for the top tier free agents no matter what. So a contract 3 years ago is going to look incredible or pretty good for an MVP caliber player when it looked like you overpaid a couple of years ago. So yeah, you're right that if he can play to this caliber that he's been playing at, then it's easily going to be a good contract in the next couple years.
Yeah. You got oh, go.
Yeah, and number one, kudos to Scott Boras. He does it again. I mean, it's no surprise at this point. For all you young baseball players out there, if you got to get an agent, if you get all the way, go talk to Scott Boras. You want to be making 8 figures? Go talk to him. And number two, listen, a lot of Dodger fans, obviously, we're not happy because he signed with the hated rival Giants, but once the dust settles a little bit, and I know we still have a lot of free agency left, this Giant team is not that great. It really is.
You're right.
Other than like Correa and a couple other guys, there's still work to be done. Now listen, it's a long off season still. Anything can happen. It's not that great of a team. Let's pump the brakes on the San Francisco Giants next year a little bit.
Yeah, but I will say I'm not expecting, and I don't think anyone is expecting them to win the division or even come in second next year after this move. Obviously, they're the very clear third best team in the division, like at best. Um, but I do want to say that like having Carlos Correa as your guy for the next 13 years and this contract, it sets up the Giants good, and it shows that they want to win. And I'm sure that more free agents within the next few years are going to want to come to the Giants because of this move.
I mean, he's their core piece now, the building block, and the Giants are a legacy franchise. And being out in California, in San Francisco, there is a desirable place to be. Obviously, Aaron Judge, not just, I imagine a lot of it is because he grew up there, but still, it's an attractive place for free agents in general, like you said. And knowing that the team has a good pedigree, it'd be different if it was a team that doesn't have the best history, but with the Giants and having a core piece already, then yeah, they're going in the right direction for sure.
Kyle, got anything?
Yeah, I mean, for the Giants, I think they had to do it. Not as like bad as what the Yankees had to do with Aaron Judge, but they missed out on Judge. They were the talk of, the biggest competitor with the Yankees with Judge, and since they missed out on Judge, they need something to fill that stadium, one way or the other. And I think it's good for both sides because the Giants have a core piece to work on for years to come, obviously. And it gives you fans in the seats, gives, star player for the fans to look up to, whatever it is. And for Correa, he finally gets that deal, right? I mean, obviously he had to settle for that Twins contract last year, but he cashed out, and I didn't expect him to get that much, especially those years. I never that came out of left field to me. I when I looked at the tweet, I was like just mind boggled. It was but happy for Giants fans now that they finally have somebody. Since Buster Posey, I guess you can say. Just yeah, I kudos to the Giants for getting it done. They finally have their guy, and yeah.
So now this offseason they've signed Mitch Haniger, and then they also in the past week signed Sean Manaea and Ross Stripling. Obviously not like ace caliber pitchers, but two very solid starters, solid outfielder. Like like I had said, I'm sure you guys agree that obviously they're not living up to the Dodgers and Padres. But do you think this is like a right now, are they good enough to sneak in as a wild card team with the roster right now?
No.
I mean, if you take last year, for example, I don't think Carlos Correa can get you over the Phillies and the Cardinals. Those are the two wild card teams last year, and I don't see them. I mean, yeah, Correa is a very good player. I'll give him all the props that he deserves. But when you have a pitching staff led by Logan Webb, I'm guessing, which isn't bad. Nothing against him, but you're missing out on Rodon now, who's most likely going to leave. And I just don't see that team comparing to last year's wild card teams in the Phillies and the Cardinals, and even the Mets too.
Braves too, like
There's
a lot of
I don't see
competition
it.
in the NL. No, you don't think so?
Hell no. We'll
Okay,
see
I
in
wasn't
20
that mean.
we see you in 2024 Giants. One last thing. I didn't hear this with Carlos Correa. I will give him some props here. I only heard this with Aaron Judge. Carlos Correa bet on himself again to get this big contract. I didn't hear that with some of these MLB guys, and I'm calling out some of these MLB writers and stuff. I didn't hear that with Carlos Correa. I heard that every single day with Aaron Judge for the last couple months. I did not hear a word of that with Carlos Correa.
You're
I
right.
mean, he was also like obviously with Aaron Judge, it's hard to live up to that kind of season. But Correa did have an extremely solid year. It might not have been his best, but I mean, like you said, Melo, he did bet on himself and he cashed out. I think the market goes into it too. He's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be a lot of hype as it is New York, San Francisco, LA, Philly, Boston. So, but yeah, I definitely agree with you, Melo.
All
Can
right,
I
moving.
make can I make a connection here? Sorry, one final thing, and that's it. Can I make a connection here? Carlos Correa is this generation's Barry Bonds, and let me tell you what do I mean by that. He's gonna be loved everywhere else except He's gonna be hated everywhere else except San Francisco. Giant fans are gonna love and adore him, while the rest of the 29 fan bases are gonna absolutely hate his guts.
I can see it.
Yeah, interesting. I like it. Well, I would probably agree with that too.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have to get into that. We know what happened. He's
Yeah,
this
no.
generation's Barry Bonds.
Okay, interesting. All right, moving on. Done talking about Carlos Correa. We're gonna stick in the NL West.
Dodgers.
We just no, we just missed this deal. I think last episode came out like the day before this deal happened, so it was almost a week ago. But Xander Bogaerts to the San Diego Padres.
The who?
The San Diego Padres, who
Oh.
are some people are saying are now the best team in the NL West. I've been hearing that. I
Let's
don't know
hear
if
it,
you
Melo.
guys have been hearing about that, but I know I heard about that. Melo, did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
2023 NL West San Diego Padres. NL West champions.
It looks good on paper. You still got to go out there and play the games. But San Diego definitely did close the gap a little bit more.
Just a little?
Yeah, listen, before it was like, okay, you look out your mirror, it's like, okay, we still have a sizable lead. Now it's like they're almost neck and neck with you. So I'm not going to be one of those Dodger fans, they're still going to suck next year. They're still the Padres. No, they're going to be, they close the gap. I'm not going to say they're going to win the division, but it's not out of the question now.
They're not going to win the division. But I mean, think about it. In 2023, of course, if we've all heard these stupid rumors about potential Fernando Tatis Jr. trade.
Should do it.
2023, San Diego Padres could get 2 top 5 shortstops added to their roster. And well, I mean, Tatis isn't going to play shortstop, but they basically
they could get who are the Yankees offering? Volpe, Peraza?
That'll never happen.
That's
It'll
not
never
happening. It's not
Too many
happening.
years.
I wouldn't hate it, but anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, I gotta give credit to you, Bobby, because did you not correctly predict at the end of the episode Bogarts to the Padres?
I did say that.
You
said they were gonna go crazy.
You did, and
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and
No,
then hours later, I don't know how long it was, but yeah, Bobby was right on about that. So
some people are saying I had some insider information I may or might not have. Got a text from Xander Bogaerts, but we don't have to tell everyone about that. But
Bobby
might have some
Here we go.
I might have some insider information with Xander Bogaerts, but it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. But
John Heyman's your best friend, right, Bobby?
No, I would have said Xander to the Reds or something. But so Xander's contract, obviously 11 years, 280 million. This all ties into the common theme of this offseason of why Carlos Correa got 13 years. Trey Turner got what, 12, 11? What was it? Whatever it was, some stupid number. But Xander getting 11 years too. I guess that's the only way that these teams are going to lock up these huge players this offseason. It's just, I hate saying overpay, but like the teams have to take the extra step or go. I don't want to use the word overpay, but teams obviously this offseason are taking that extra 10 steps.
Well,
Or-
okay. I just want to put this out here quick. If you don't want to use the word overpay, totally fine with me. I am gonna use my words carefully with how I'm gonna react to Dansby Swanson's contract. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't know how other way to put it, because once he sees these shortstops getting that money and he's the last one there,
Yeah.
I can only imagine what the Cubs are gonna give him. Personal prediction. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't even want to see it.
Because all these teams that were in on all these shortstops, there's one top shortstop left, and they're all
Technically,
just going
yeah.
to be outbidding each other for Dansby.
It,
He just
it's
Dansby,
not.
you're in a great position.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
I wouldn't say overpay. It's just give them an extra 3 or 4 years, basically.
yeah.
And that's exactly what the players wanted. It's like Aaron Judge was asking for that extra year, from what I understand, in his contract for the Yankees. Now in this case, they're going an extra 4 or 5 years than probably the end of their prime. But
And longer.
I guess you got to do what you got to do, and the Padres sort of tipped their hand when the rumors came out that they had offered, well, not rumors, I guess it's true, offered Aaron Judge that huge contract and Trey Turner. It was kind of like, hey, they have a lot of money to spend, and they're going to spend it on somebody, and they want to come for the Dodgers. They're trying to assemble this super team, just sign all the big free agents they can. So really the writing was on the wall for them to get somebody. I guess it just never clicked in a lot of people's heads because they have Tatis as their shortstop. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
See,
don't know. Oh,
yeah, okay. And so my thing is like, this is a great move for the Padres. I love it. It's getting closer to the Dodgers, as we mentioned, but I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do to free up money to try to get Soto back when he's a free agent. That's why these rumors are kind of making sense to me. Not the whole Yankee part, whatever, but the more of the fact that I could see them shopping Tatis. And I'm not discrediting Tatis for anything, but with his off the field, whatever, I could, and just, the turmoil, I guess you can say, between him and the front office kind of thing. It's just, I mean, I could see it because they have Machado locked up now, Bogarts, and yeah,
I mentioned the last episode. Sorry to cut you off,
yeah,
but
God.
Machado
I
could opt
kind of
out.
figured it was gonna, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Machado could opt out after this year, which I think is, like I was saying last episode. I think that's where I was saying this. Like, I think he probably should opt out. He's only getting paid $30 million, only getting paid $30 million
Yes.
a year for the next, I don't know what the rest of his contract is. I think it's only like for 4 or 5 more years. If he sees all these guys getting huge contracts this offseason, and he continues to be one of the best third basemen in baseball, he'd be stupid to not opt out and get paid what he deserves.
exactly, some team will sign him until he's 45 and give him $33 million a year to play for them. Whether the Padres are going to be willing to do that or not, we'll see. But yeah, it's just makes complete financial sense for him to just opt out.
And of course, pending if he stays healthy this
Yeah.
season. If he stays healthy and plays his game, we all know he's arguably the best third baseman in baseball. It'd be stupid for him not to opt out. He has to opt out. Because $30 million apparently isn't a lot of money anymore for the top players in baseball.
And I'm surprised, going back to Xander. I guess now it's San Diego now, I guess. Going back to
Like the
him.
shirts.
Yeah, print the shirts, exactly. I'm surprised we haven't mentioned this yet. Oh my God, I feel bad for the Red Sox fan. Oh my God, I thought he.
I
It's
don't.
just. I know you don't. I know you don't. But man, all the reports I was hearing, I was like, this guy's gonna go back to Boston. Come on, it's like He's their forever guy. It's like he has to stay in a Red Sox uniform. And then at the last minute, the Padres come in. Yeah, we'll give you an extra like $100 million to come play with us.
And then at that point, like I hate the fans or people that are like, oh, the Red Sox were never going to give him that money anyway. But they had an opportunity to lock him up before the Padres or any other team had a chance to offer him a huge contract. I think I think it was before before the 2022 season, they offered him a contract, which was kind of, I forget the exact numbers, but it was kind of insulting after, I forget the exact numbers. I wish I had it up. But he deserved more than whatever they offered him. And if they really felt like he was their guy, their unofficial like captain, essentially, which he had been for the past, what, maybe 8 years, they should have given him some respect and given him what he deserved. What he did for this team, those teams, winning World Series. But they're stupid and let him go. And there's no excuse. Obviously, he got a huge payday, which probably no other team would have given him that, especially the Red Sox. But it just wasn't right that they let it get to that point.
The Red Sox fan is demoralized right now. I have Carabas smoking cigarettes, getting ready to jump off his apartment last week. I feel bad. Kyle doesn't. He
I
just
do.
said it.
I do. I actually do, because that sucks. The Red Sox are supposed to be the big top or one of the big top market teams, and they haven't really been. Mookie, him.
Oh well, that's fine. That's okay.
See,
Oh, that
and
one's okay.
That's fine. That's okay.
so okay, I do have a few family members who are Sox fans. I don't get along with them too well, but
What?
whatever. I do.
Yikes.
But okay, they're from Massachusetts. It's a little different. But so I was talking to him the other day, and I genuinely do feel bad for the good ones out there. It's it's just the fact of you Bloom comes in, right? Trades away arguably one of the best players your franchise has ever seen. And by the way, he was DFA today for the prospect that they got, Jeter Downs. So you basically gave up Mookie Betts for Alex Verdugo. Guessing, pretty much. But it's now I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do with Devers. Because if you're gonna disrespect Xander the way you did, and Xander's a phenomenal player, and the gap was gigantic between both parties. And now you have Devers left. And if they don't sign Devers, then I think I'll feel bad for Red Sox fans. But yeah, I mean that's tough. It's very tough situation up there.
And sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
This is a prime example of why you don't take you always take the sure player. You don't give me prospects. I don't want prospects. You do not know what you're getting. Jeter Downs, I'm sure Melo probably knows a little better than I did, seeing as he came from the Dodgers franchise, but he was a top prospect in the league. And look where he is now, and look who the Dodgers have. I'll just say that.
Yep.
And the guys like Betts, Bogarts, and these guys all still keep in touch. And you don't think they're gonna go up? They're gonna go up to Devers and say, "Hey, man, grass is greener on the other side, dude. Get out."
Hey,
I
you're right.
could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting what happens with the Red Sox, because if they let him go, like that just shows what, like, obviously it's easy. It sounds different coming from a Yankee fan like me, but like it just shows what this Red Sox franchise has become in the past few years. Like, yes, they won a World Series in 2018, but the past couple of years, they just haven't lived up to the Red Sox way of how it should have been and has been for a while.
But like the way that people, like, I'm sure everybody in the baseball world has seen the list of all the players or all the accomplishments of Shane Bloom, of what he's done. He won 2 World Series.
Yeah.
And the normal cycle of a franchise, you're bad, you build up, you get better, you make the postseason, you win the World Series, and then you're bad again. Now, some of our teams, well, I guess with mostly one person in the Zoom meeting right now, has been lucky enough to not have the bad cycle for a while. The Yankees even haven't had the terrible cycle like the Phillies did. But
we've been stuck in the middle. That's where
yeah,
we've been.
yeah. But then
Cry
this
me a
is
river.
the normal cycle of a franchise to a degree. Like, you're gonna have to be bad at some point. It just feels like they didn't necessarily try that hard to stay good when they had some of the pieces there already.
Yeah, they had plenty of pieces, and that's why it's confused. Like, yes, I guess you could point to like injuries and stuff with Chris Sale. We don't have to get into that, but I don't know. It just sucks. I do feel bad for Red Sox fans.
And the
Hopefully,
front office did have an opportunity to make this team better. Because remember, in 2021, they got to the ALCS and lost the 6 games to the Astros, and they had a 2-1 series. They were 2 wins away from the World Series, and they had an opportunity to get better, and they didn't.
exactly. I don't know. We shall see what happens with Devers. I don't know. That's
Get
a
out.
conversation for later on. Another big move. Sean Murphy traded to the Braves. We knew he was going to be traded the last, basically major league player the A's had. Of course, because instead of keeping him, why would you keep him when you could just trade him for a couple minor leaguers? But he's traded to the Braves in a three-way deal with the Brewers. A lot of names involved, but other than the Braves giving up their 2 catchers, no one really significant in the return for the A's, which I was very surprised about. Um, since obviously this has been like a big topic of this offseason and even last season, that Sean Murphy, one of the best catchers in baseball, is going to be traded. And the A's being the A's, they didn't get that great of a package back, which I was kind of confused about. But yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
here's Matt's example number 2 of take the players who are established and not all these prospects. I mean, the A's, did they trade Matt Chapman, or was that a free agency that he left in?
Free agency.
That was?
Okay.
Pretty
I don't
sure, yeah.
remember.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember either. But anyway, I know they traded. Who did they trade to the Braves that they got the Christian Pache?
That was Matt Olson.
Olson. Yeah. So, and Pache hit like 178 last year, and he was one of the top prospects in Major League Baseball. And the A's, I understand they're a very, 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 very frugal, cheap, however you want to say, franchise. But you got when you got stars, and they were in the playoffs just 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2020. Did they make the playoffs in 2020?
Yeah, they lost to the Astros.
Okay.
Was it that recent? Okay.
Yep.
What are you doing when you got a decent core there already and you're trading all these people away? Now, obviously, this is the worst possible outcome when your prospects don't pan out, and like you said, there's no real significant trade or return in this trade for the A's, really. Like, they got people back, obviously, but not really anybody that's sticking out to us. So,
And just to correct real quick, Matt Chapman was actually a trade,
Was
which
he?
I
Okay.
forgot.
okay.
But
There
Who
we
was
go.
what was the return?
no
I think it was
one,
2 pitching prospects.
yeah, nothing significant.
No.
Gunnar I'm not even gonna pronounce it. It's no one. It's 4 players total that I've never seen before. So that's, I don't know if that means anything, but it was no one significant.
For one of the greatest defensive third basemen we've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get how the A's are still a franchise.
I just want to put this out here quick. I think the Brewers won this trade. 100%. And I don't think people are talking about it enough. Obviously, the A's and the Braves are the 2 main components of this trade, but the Brewers really struck gold with this trade. I think they're the clear-cut winners, in my opinion.
Yeah. Melo, you have anything or no?
Me on the spot.
Okay, no, it's fine.
To be honest.
You didn't say anything. No, but
Everybody else made good points, and then come to me. I'm like, oh shit.
no, I agree with you, Kyle. William Contreras. I mean, the guy was he was an all-star last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
I
of
mean,
them.
I guess he'll be used as a DH or catcher. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. That bat with in the Brewers lineup is much needed.
They didn't give up at much of anything
No,
at all.
no,
And
yeah,
and all the return was to Oakland,
yeah,
Yeah.
which
all like
So
this
whatever.
significant. Yeah,
does it feel like rare Braves L, really?
I think
Like
so. I
as
think
much as
so.
it pains me to say, being in the division, it feels like they kind of lost this trade.
I wouldn't say they lost it, but
I
I
think they
wouldn't
gave
say
up
they
way too
won.
much.
You know, yeah. I don't know. I don't think
It's
they
hard to
necessarily
say.
lost it, but
It's
like
hard
they
to
didn't.
say because
Okay. Would you
Road-
say Sean Murphy's an upgrade though?
Breaking news.
yo, let's go.
Breaking news. Carlos Rodón to the New York Yankees.
Son of
hold
a
on.
okay,
bitch,
hold
man.
on,
It's hang on.
Wait,
It is John
it's
Heyman.
John
It's John
Heyman.
Heyman. Wait a minute.
It's John
It's
Heyman.
John
This isn't
Heyman.
good.
Oh
John
This isn't
Heyman.
good. Oh no, this isn't good.
Has this
But-
ever
but-
happened?
Oh my god, I'm having deja vu.
Has
He
this
did
ever
spell
happened?
it right.
Oh god.
He spelled it right.
Oh god. This is. Oh
It's
no.
this time it's not ramen to New York, so I think we should be a little okay here.
Are you top comments? Are you sure? Doubt it. Oh
I
my
love
god.
it.
We need
So-
Jeff Passan to verify.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll call
my
him. I'll
God.
call him right now.
All right.
Oh my god. Watch.
Has this ever happened where a free agency player
No.
has
Bobby.
signed on this episode?
Oh yeah.
Bobby, we were talking about this last night when we recorded 161. I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious that we were just talking about
That's
that.
great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not confirmed
Damn
Yeah.
it!
because
I'm gonna leave it there.
a credible source hasn't confirmed it yet. But
As soon as
yeah,
I
we're
hear
waiting.
passing,
Watch passing Carlos Rodon to the Giants. Imagine.
oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
It'd
Alright.
only be right. It'd only be
Yeah, it
fair. I
would.
mean,
Okay. 6 years,
Whoa!
162 million.
6 years, 162.
Attaboy.
Yikes.
Attaboy, George.
That's nice.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yikes. Mhm.
Hold on one second.
I'm glad they didn't go 7.
Yeah, they didn't have to go 7 years. This is breaking news. We've never had to do this. Live reaction. Trying to process
Yeah.
it.
Brian
Okay.
Houck just tweeted.
Okay, perfect. We're good.
Instant reaction. Come on, we need this on the spot. Bobby first. Kyle, you're going to prepare your statement for the media.
I was expecting this. I was honestly kind of expecting it. I really was. After me and Kyle were talking about it yesterday or whenever we had talked about it. Kyle, do your thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, this rotation is
Oh.
unbelievable. I'm sorry, we're gonna turn this into a Yankees episode now. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino, and Frankie Montas. Are you kidding? Nestor is your 3 or 4 starter after the year
He's-
he put up last year. And then
he's
if
gonna be
he's
your
the
4.
Okay,
He's gonna be your
then
4.
Luis Severino is the 3.
Yeah.
Is this the best starting rotation in Major League Baseball right now?
Oh, come on. Here
Why?
we go.
Why? Who else? Why is that crazy?
Give me the fighting Phillies rotation over the Yankees rotation right now.
Really?
Give me Noah Syndergaard. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you
Stop.
go.
I don't know about that.
Where does Domingo Herman slot in the Yankees
He's
rotation?
Jail. Behind
Uh,
bars.
Trade asset maybe.
He's behind bars after this.
Okay.
There it is, Jeff
There
Passan.
it is. Yep. 162 mil.
6 years, 162. That's fantastic. I'm hyped. Contract wise,
Ken
Wait a
Rosenthal now,
second.
just to make sure. Just
Yeah.
to make sure.
I mean, it's less than 30, which I'm
didn't we-
kind of shocked
is it-
about.
Isn't the whole lesson of this offseason everybody's overpaying for the most part?
Yeah, and I don't think that this is less than I expected.
Same.
Bobby, yes, this is totally less than I expected.
Yeah,
I expected
I'm
at
happy.
least over 200.
In
At
7
least.
years. I'm
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. I'm actually thrilled with this.
There you go.
Kyle, anything else before we move on? Holy shit, this is
Yeah, I
awesome.
mean, so my initial reaction is that I'm extremely happy because now we have him and Cole, man. I'm kind of happy about that. But I mean, from what I've been hearing, his market wasn't that much. The Twins were the next suitors. That's what I've been hearing,
Your insider sources.
just from what I saw on Twitter. But yeah. I mean, I'm happy about it. I think it's a great addition. I'm a little worried.
Uh-oh.
What was he having shoulder problems for a little bit there?
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that, Kyle. We're Yankees fans. He's a Yankee now. We have to ignore that.
Okay, well, Carlos Rodón is a New York Yankee. Love it. We'll leave it at that.
I don't think it's crazy to say that. Okay, then they have the best rotation in the AL then.
AL,
Astros.
I was about to say the Astros.
Melo, let's hear unbiased opinion.
You finally have a 1-2 punch that you can go
That's
into
scary.
a playoff series
Yeah.
feeling comfortable with.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I don't think it's a stretch that they're the best rotation in the American League.
I definitely think it's up there.
and Nestor has to stay what he did last year.
He has to. And Frankie needs to bounce back.
Yeah. Like, obviously, we know what Frankie Montas did as an Oakland A. He was hurt last year, so I guess we'll, for the sake of my argument right now, I'm going to put that out the window. But we know, like, what kind of starter he was on the A's. And for him to be your fifth starter in the rotation, I think that's pretty damn good.
If we can even get half of what Frankie Montas was as an athletic, that's a win in my book.
Yeah. Real quick,
The real
Matt,
question
were you posting
is,
this or no?
Oh no, I didn't get
I
to
got
it.
it. I'll do
The
it. I'll
real
do it real
question
quick.
is,
I'll do it. Keep talking.
how does he look with no beard and no mustache?
Probably
I
gross.
mean, I guess you can have a
Okay.
mustache, but the real question that's the only thing that matters in this situation, really.
I'm glad you asked that because shout out Talking Yanks. Oh, come on.
Of course. Stupid.
Interesting.
He
There we
looks.
go.
You know what? I'm
Right?
not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say.
How's that look?
I'm not gonna say what he looks like. But yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna say what he looks like to me. But yeah, no, I love it. Perfect. What breaking news? This is fantastic.
How about it?
I don't think, like I said, this has never happened before.
No, this is great.
Mm-mm.
Look at that. All right, moving on.
What an off
We're-
season. The Yankees already won it. We re-signed Judge. Now we added Rodon. Oh my God.
And the trade market hasn't happened. That's where Cashman thrives. So
Oh, that's
And
right.
Tatis tomorrow,
Tatis. Yeah.
Tatis.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But great. That's fantastic. Wow, what a way
Yeah.
to break the news on this.
Dodgers
Love
couldn't
it.
do that. Really?
Still got
Dodgers
Josh
couldn't do
Donaldson
that?
on the squad.
Come
Gleyber
on.
Torres.
Okay, Glaber I'm okay with, but Donaldson, come on.
Aaron Hicks. Right?
Nah, come on, man.
All right, moving on. Who are we
Yes.
talking about next?
Show's over now.
Yeah. All right, thanks guys. Me and Kyle are gonna go
So-
celebrate. I mean, you just kind of did you just bring it up or did I imagine it about Syndergaard to the Dodgers?
I mentioned it.
Kind of
Yeah.
bring it up, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
did.
perfect transition.
Yeah, from one star pitcher starting pitcher to another
right?
starting pitcher signing. Syndergaard to the Dodgers. Obviously, the Dodgers need starting pitching. Honestly, what's your opinion of that move? It's a 1-year deal for I don't know some low AAV. I forgot what, but do you have any opinion, if anything, really? Melo?
1 year, 13 million, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year, 13. It's one of those things where, listen, you buy low, sell high, I guess. It's kind of what it is. You low risk, high reward. I'm willing to give it a shot. Listen, I was already looking on eBay to go find like a blonde wig, that I could wear at Dodger Stadium now.
Gotta get
No.
Thor's hammer too, man.
Yes, I'm gonna dress up in his first start. That's
You were
exactly
gonna
what
say
I'm gonna
dress
do.
There
him
you
up.
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say dress him up. Yeah, I'm gonna dress myself up as Thor on his first start. But I mean, he did pretty. No, I mean Matt can know this better than I can. I thought he did okay with the Phillies at the end.
Yeah, he did good he did pretty good in the postseason when he pitched. End of the regular season, he had a few not very good starts mixed in, but overall, yeah, it was good. And okay, I'll be honest, I think this is great for the Dodgers because isn't this exactly what they did with Tyler Anderson?
Heaney
Brought him
too.
in 1-year deal, Heaney as well. They know how to fix pitchers from what it seems like. Guys who have been struggling. And now whether this is like Syndergaard seems to have not been the same since his injury. So this could be a completely different animal in terms of how to fix his issues, but why not take a risk on him when, like Melo said, you're buying low with the very good possibility that he could bounce back because the Dodgers seem to know what they're talking about pitching wise.
And I don't need him to figure out and pump 98, 100 again. I don't need that. I don't need him to be the best pitcher in this rotation. I just need him to give me quality starts every time and just stay healthy. That's it.
Realistically, where is he gonna be in that rotation? Is he the 3, 4, 3
I
or
would
4?
right now probably gonna have to go 3. It'll be Urias, Kershaw, Syndergaard, and then you lost Heaney and you lost Anderson. So we're gonna get to see some of the young guys, Michael Grove, Bobby Miller, which I'm very excited for that.
Dustin May?
Dustin May.
Yeah, so Dustin May would probably be the 3.
Probably
No?
Dustin May would be 3. And then
How
you
long
put
is
Syndergaard at 4.
Gonsolin out for?
Oh yeah, doesn't he exist? Tony Gonsolin?
Isn't he?
If
I
we
thought he
if we
got
can get
injured
rid
at the end
him.
of the year. Did he get injured?
He did. Yeah, he did, but he came back for that one start in the playoffs.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything about him being hurt or anything, so he should be on the opening day roster.
Yeah, hopefully he stays like you're not too confident from that from those noises coming out of your
I mean,
mouth.
listen, even during the season when he was 11-0, it's like, okay, when we'll cut the crap. When is this gonna stop?
Now you say that now you're
Yeah.
you're campaigning for him to win the Cy Young Award.
Yes, I was. And then the All-Star game happened, and that was it.
And then real quick before we wrap this up, Mets, of course, signing Kodai Senga, and I think that's how you pronounce his name. I butchered it probably. And re-signing Brendan Nimmo to 2 big contracts, both of them. Does this guy have unlimited money or what?
Sure seems like it. I mean, on top of all the money he is getting out to people, I know I talked about it earlier, but like the fact that he's going to be paying the luxury tax too. Yeah, he's loaded, and this is what you kind of love to see though, because as much as people always diss on the Yankees for buying their team, and also like they diss on Dodgers too. But at the end of the day, you kind of like to see it. Like teams who are willing to actually spend the money, and basically a guy who is a fan of the team buys the team and then makes the team really good.
Yeah.
So good story.
And realistically, obviously, Steve Cohen probably, I don't know everyone's financial situations. He's probably the richest owner in baseball, I would imagine, with the way he spends. But it just goes to show that owners can spend money. And I mean, Oakland A's, perfect example, going back to our conversation before. They just don't spend money. The Red Sox recently haven't spent a ton of money, like the past couple of years. I didn't mean to throw in the Red Sox with the A's, but I was just kind of tying in the conversations that we had before. But like these owners can spend money, and Steve Cohen's like showing off, like, hey, yeah, like everyone else can spend money, they're just not, and I'm the only one doing it. Maybe I don't know if everyone can have an actual $400 million payroll. I mean, I'm sure they can, but they just don't have as much money as Steve Cohen. But it's just cool to see an owner actually giving a shit about their team. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're making money off the team anyway. Just like I don't know how much they make off ticket sales and stuff in the stadium and whatnot, but like you're doing all right if you have a Major League Baseball team. You can spend the money. I'm just not sure why the A's like they aren't willing to, because you've seen the better teams make more money, so then they're even better because they spend more money again, and it's the same type of cycle. As you spend less money, you're bad. You're gonna make less money, then you can't spend as much again, and then you're even worse. So
yeah, exactly. Hopefully this what's the word I'm looking for? Pressures more owners into actually spending. Like he said, he's showing off his wallet, saying, "You know what? I can spend money. Everyone else can too. They just don't want to." So hopefully it kind of wakes up other teams, owners, stuff like that to make their teams better. Because obviously Steve Cohen was apparently in on Carlos Correa. Who knows what other moves he's going to make the rest of the offseason? Kind of scared to see and also excited. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. Yeah. You guys have anything else to add?
this has been a very exciting offseason so far, and we're
It
only
has.
almost 2 months removed from baseball. So I mean, I know there's not going to be a ton of top tier free agents left by the time we get to late spring or early spring, most likely. But still, it's been very hectic and very enjoyable to see all the moves go.
Yeah, very unexpected because baseball's never like this. It's not even Christmas yet, and
Yeah.
essentially every top free agent has signed.
Good job, Scott Boras. You have done your job very well. So,
As usual.
yeah.
Melo, Kyle, anything? Any final words?
I got something before we get out of here.
Uh-oh. Strap in.
What a rebound, John Heyman. Good job, buddy. What a way to get back on the board there.
Hats off to John Heyman. This episode is dedicated and for John Heyman. Shout out to you. We appreciate all that you do, especially breaking news that the Yankees signed Carlos Rodón. Me and Kyle appreciate it. You know, we're big fans.
Very
Maybe
much.
next week we could have you on. Yeah, to talk maybe about the breaking news process. You could let us in on that. Yeah, we appreciate you.
What a way to find yourself back with the big dogs, John. Out of way. There you go.
That's great. All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys next. Oh, any predictions before next episode?
I think Kyle just said it. He said it earlier.
I'll stick with mine from last week. Dansby to the Cubs.
Okay. I mean, he's really only the top. He's the last like top free agent left, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Trying to think of anyone else. Who else is out there?
I mean,
Okay.
JD.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say JD to the Mets.
Ooh. Give me JD to the Dodgers.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Melo, what are you sticking with? What are you saying?
No, I'll take that, but I'm gonna be a homer here. I'm gonna say Justin Turner back to the Dodgers by next
that
time.
would be nice.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. All right, we'll see you before by the time next week's episode rolls around. For the record, if we ended the episode before, I was gonna say Rodon to the Yankees, but no.
Oh, here he goes again.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Adios.